Hello, Mr. Rabbit, and hello to you, viewer. It's still the year of the rabbit, so I figured, why not go talk to said rabbit about all the shenanigans that's going on. Hello you, and welcome to some Kind of Fox content, and welcome to a game called A Conversation with Mr. Bunny. It's supposedly either weird or deep or something like that. Well, weird it speaks for itself, because we are talking to a rabbit. Hello, human. Mr. Rabbit, I bought you some carrots. Brought you some carrots. I bought them first and then I brought them. I hope they are to your liking. Thank you, human. That's very nice of you. You're very welcome, Mr. Rabbit. I hope that this small token of peace will have you consider having a conversation with me. Human, I can tell you there's something greatly afflicting you. Ah, you are indeed correct, Mr. Rabbit. How did you know? Nature's creations have very keen senses that allow us to perceive things humans may not so easily see. Rabbits are no exception. It seems I could learn a thing or two from your kind, but you are also kind, Mr. Rabbit. I am all over the place. Why am I playing a game where I'm supposed to read? Ah, that may be so, human. I ask you again, what has been afflicting you so harshly? 1,000 pardons, Mr. Rabbit, but it's extremely hard to talk about what's been afflicting me. Ah, there is no need to rush, human. Take your time to gather your thoughts. I shall be waiting patiently for you to find your words. Thank you, Mr. Rabbit. I'm just having trouble coming to terms with what's been going on in my life. What's been going in my life? Ah. Mr. Rabbit, my heart feels extremely heavy and it feels like it's an effort to breathe. Human, I do not do not sense any grave injuries on you. You appear to be fine on the outside. Mr. Rabbit, that is correct indeed. There is no physical harm to me or my internals. Human, I understand now. Is your heart heavy and your breathing hard because of an emotional injury? Correct again, Mr. Rabbit. These conditions I'm facing are the most troublesome to bear. Oh my god, a bear? Where? There's no medicine or healing potion that can make this pain go away. Human, it is okay to feel troubled like this. Emotional pain can be harder to heal than a physical wound. Mr. Rabbit, I could really use some rest. Then let us lay down in this little garden for 1,000 years if need be, human. Rest, human. You need it. And thus we rested. Mother, sorry. Carrots. Nice. Human. And then 1,000 years later? Mr. Rabbit, I do feel a bit better after that. I am glad to hear that, human. Human, do you wish to talk about why do you think you have been so... Okay. Why do you think you have been so emotionally injured? Mr. Rabbit, I'm afraid if I share the reason for my affliction, you will cease to support me and deem me a failure unworthy of life. Human, I am not one of such a simple mind. Clearly what has been afflicting you this gravely must surely be serious enough for a discussion. Mr. Rabbit, I'm a coward, and I ran away. Truly, Mr. Rabbit, the very ground from which the dirt resides in has much greater value than myself. Mr. Rabbit, I deserve nothing else other than to lie down here, die, and let the earth have my body. Because then for once I would be providing something of use in my life. I wish my birth were a choice, Mr. Rabbit. Human? I can't do it without laughing. Mr. Rabbit, I can totally understand if you wish to leave my presence right now. Human, I am in pain too, human. I am hurting as well. We rabbits are at the bottom of the food chain. Oh, remind me to tell that to the lady. Hang on, actually, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. We are extremely anxious creatures. We will hide from anything that can be perceived as even the slightest threat. Human! This is the way I am. I often wonder if I will always live through life like this. Human! I don't want to be scared anymore. I want to learn to trust. I want to feel safe. Will I ever truly be free? Will I overcome these feelings or simply learn to live with them? Human, I'm tired of running into my burrow all the time. Oh, Mr. Rabbit, thank you for not judging me so harshly and for sharing these deeply personal matters. It is no trouble, Human. We can often learn a lot from each other. Human, know this. I shall not leave your side. Oh, Mr. Rabbit, I must express my thanks again towards you. I hope one day we both may be free from our own faults. These faults may be beyond our control, however, if we are willing and are brave enough, we may cut through them. That is correct, Mr. Rabbit, you are very wise. And you are a lot braver than you think, Human. Never forget that. I say this to you, Human, because it is clear to anyone that you are in fact very brave and certainly not worthy of death. Though I must ask, Human, what events had transpired to make you think you are a coward? Thank you, miss. It was like the lady back home, she said, like, there's a spider, go kill it, and then I rushed out of the room, because I'm also afraid of spiders. Thank you, Mr. Rabbit. I guess it is appropriate that I share what happened to me. My ears are big and are standing tall, do tell, Human. Well, Mr. Rabbit, this kingdom appears to be having skirmishes with another adjacent kingdom. It had always been my dream to be a knight, and I just became old enough to enlist. It was the perfect opportunity to fulfill my dream and make a name for myself. Walked right into the guard station to join, I did, Mr. Rabbit. Come back here at dawn tomorrow, and we shall have you fighting on the battlefield in a week, they said. Surely enough, I finished my training. They told me to go home, sleep, and report first thing in the morning. Morning came, and, well, Mr. Rabbit, I don't know what happened, but very terrible feeling came down upon me. My chest was tight, it became hard to breathe, my stomach felt like a bottomless pit, and all I could think about was something along the lines of, dear Lord, help me, oh God, I want to get out of here, I don't want to do this, help. So I stayed inside and did not show up as I promised. So I figured I'd bring some vegetables and see some animals in this little trove while I figure some things out. Being a knight is all I ever wanted to be. I knew the dangers that came with such a thing. So I could have been so scared I could not even bring myself to open the door. I hate myself, Mr. Rabbit. I hate myself so much. Dear Christ, Human. Don't say that, Human. I see someone with a big heart, a strong soul, and most importantly, someone who would make an excellent knight. Yeah, he's right behind you. Could you move a bit? Do you believe so, Mr. Rabbit? I know so, Human. When a seed is planted, it takes time to grow. It may not be able to bear ripe fruit right away. Both humans and animals are no exception to this. I can't read today. Human! You just need more time to bear your fruits. Mr. Rabbit, how right you are once again. I do find myself in agreement with what you said. I am happy to hear that, Human. I shall take your advice to heart and plant myself right by your side, Mr. Rabbit. I have no qualms with that, Human. By all means, take your time. Well, I guess we took our time. Well, Mr. Rabbit, I think it's time for me to go. What are you gonna do now, Human? I shall return home and try to see if they will let me go back into battle, Mr. Rabbit. If I am banished for my mistake, then so be it. I shall plant myself here until I can make something out. That is a fine plan, Human. I commend you for it. And I shall await your return. I will be here in this place for you no matter what. Thank you, Mr. Rabbit. It has been fun. I shall depart now. Once again, I thank you, Mr. Rabbit, from the bottom of my heart. I share the same feelings too, Human. Go now, Human, and be the best you can possibly be. Same to you, Mr. Rabbit, just not with the human part. Be the best rabbit that you can be. I bid you farewell. Okay. Hello, Mr. Rabbit. What on earth happened to you, human? Hello, human. I'm so glad I was able to meet you again, Mr. Rabbit. I seem to have been worried over nothing at all, Mr. Rabbit. When I came back to the military post, they didn't speak a word about my situation. They handed me my sword and gear and sent me off to battle. I was finally a knight, Mr. Rabbit. It seemed that even mother's son was laid upon that battlefield. Every mother's son. Lasted for a while, it did, Mr. Rabbit. But now that I have returned safely, I must say, I'm rather tired, Mr. Rabbit. If it's no trouble, I would like to lay down with you once again. Of course, human. You seem to have overcame your doubts, human. I knew you were very brave. It is all thanks to you, Mr. Rabbit. It is all thanks to you. And there you have it. We had a conversation with Mr. Rabbit. We grew a little as a person here. And we learned some valuable lessons. But for now, I thank you so much for watching, and until that next time, bye!